My cousin kept treating my deep freezer like her own personal Costco, so I set a trap. When she stole my expensive meat for a VIP dinner party, I didn't say a single word because I knew exactly what she was actually taking. Every single summer, my husband and I host a massive backyard barbecue. I love cooking, but I absolutely despise my husband's cousin, Lexi. Lexi is the kind of woman who brings half-eaten chips to a potluck, but leaves with a tote bag full of my most expensive groceries. It started small, a $30 bottle of olive oil, or my imported espresso beans. But then, she discovered my garage deep freezer, specifically my private stash of dry-aged prime Wagyu steaks. They cost $80 a cut and melt in your mouth like absolute butter. Once she found them, Lexi treated my freezer like her own personal Costco. "I'm just gonna grab a few of these for the boys," she'd announce, tossing them into her canvas bag. She never asked, she just took. My husband, who hates conflict, always whispered, "Babe, just let it go. Don't make it a thing." So I kept my mouth shut for 2 whole years. But last month, she crossed a line. We were standing around the kitchen island. I was slicing up a gorgeous Wagyu steak for everyone to sample. Lexi grabbed a massive piece, chewed it loudly, and rolled her eyes. "Honestly," she announced to the silent room, "it must be so nice to blow money on fancy meat when you don't have kids. Some of us actually have real bills to pay." My father-in-law nervously coughed. Lexi just smirked and popped another piece into her mouth. I smiled, a big, warm, completely fake smile, because in that exact moment, I was done playing nice. Before the next barbecue, I drove to my butcher. I asked for the cheapest, most foul-smelling, rubbery cuts of beef liver and tripe he had, the stuff you literally cannot chew. I vacuum sealed it and wrote, "Reserve Wagyu steaks, do not touch," in bright red marker. Then I took the real $80 Wagyu steaks, threw them in a cheap freezer bag, and wrote, "Raw beef organs for the dog." I placed them side by side. The barbecue went as expected. Lexi showed up, complained about my potato salad, and didn't lift a finger. Around 7 o'clock, she did her usual routine. "Hey," she yelled from the garage, "I'm taking some of this meat. The kids need protein." "Okay, Lexi," I yelled back, "just check the labels." 10 minutes later, she scurried out, clutching her heavy tote. I knew for a fact she was hosting a fancy dinner party for her husband's boss the very next night. At 8:30 the next evening, my phone lit up. I let it ring 4 times before picking up. "What is wrong with you?" she shrieked. I could hear utter chaos. Someone was loudly scraping a plate. "Lexi?" I asked in my sweetest voice. "Is everything okay?" "The dinner is ruined," she screamed. "I cooked those Wagyu steaks and they taste like garbage. My husband's boss literally gagged. It smells like a rotting shoe." "Oh my gosh," I gasped. "Lexi, wait, which bag did you take?" "The one labeled Reserve Wagyu." "Oh no," I said, letting a dramatic pause hang. "Lexi, I ran out of dog food. I put Buster's raw cow stomachs into that old Wagyu bag. The real steaks were labeled beef organs for the dog, so no one would eat them." Silence. A long, beautiful, deafening silence. We both knew she had stolen them. "You did this on purpose," she hissed. "Why would I put expensive steaks in a dog food bag, Lexi?" I asked softly. "I'm just a selfish lady who blows money on fancy things. Why would I share?" Click. She hung up. My husband walked in, holding the flimsy bag of real Wagyu. He looked at me, looked at the bag, and slowly started to laugh. Lexi hasn't spoken to me in 6 weeks, and honestly, my freezer has never been more full.